Hey guys, it's Rachel from the Little Ring Lamb. Today I'm doing the Would You Rather book tag 2.0. I'm not sure if that's the actual title because I thought I screenshot on my phone, but I didn't. I only screenshot the creator's name, which is Steakachino. I'll put their link to the video in the down bar. I didn't get tagged by anybody to do this, but I thought it sounded like lots of fun. And I think I did the first part that was made by another Ray K Books. Not 100% sure if I did, but this sounded like a really cool idea, and I thought it'd be nice upload for the weekend. Basically, also, I'm gonna try to go a little bit faster because my camera is dying, and also if you hear around background noises, that's because everybody is home and everybody's milling about. So, number one. Oh, also I'm looking down at my phone. I don't know if it's gonna be in frame. Number one, would you rather do only review videos or only tag videos? So this is very easy for me to pinpoint because I would rather do review videos than tag videos any day, because review videos I can really even though I don't usually do spoiler reviews unless I'm talking about Sarah Shepard books typically, I like to see how I felt about a certain book, and tag videos usually I'm talking about how I felt about a certain book in relation to a question, such as like villain, I'm talking about a villain in a specific book, but I can get most of that information probably from my book reviews if I'm to be honest, or saying like how that person was such an evil person. Even though tags sometimes I go more in depth in certain elements, I rather have the whole picture than a pinpoint of certain elements. Though tags are really fun, but I rather reviews. 2, would you rather always see the film first or never see the film version of books? So I rather never see the film version of books because I rather read the book first. 3, would you rather have a list of every book you've ever read, like Goodreads from birth, or still the physical copy of your first favorite book? So I rather have a list of all the books I've ever read because I just think that'd be really impressive. I'd be like, yeah, I read this many books, because when I was younger I used to read so much. Like in this one summer, I believe I was in grade 3 or 4, my library has a contest about like you're reading books, and like all the schools in the district would have their own like little counter thing, and like it'd be a competition against schools, so which school could read more, and they also had like prizes and stuff. And that summer I read close to 150 books in July and August, and they were all books over 80 pages. I read a lot that summer, but I just loved going to the library, and I'd usually have bring home like 20 books, and then we'd go back like a few days later and be like, more. I was trying to read everything in my library, so I just think that'd be really cool to see how many books I really read as I was younger. Obviously, that number has very much thinned out, but I think that'd just be really cool. And then I could remember all the books I read instead of having the first physical copy, because I don't really, like, a lot of books when I was younger I liked, but I don't really know if I had one that was particularly my go-to favorite. I had certain authors that were my favorite more so than books. More when I was younger I read to, read as much as I could and absorb as much knowledge, but now I read more based on story, because when I was younger I was less picky. 4, would you rather have an active in-person book club of non-booktubers or have lunch with your best booktube buddy once a year? So I'd rather have an active in-person book club. Not that I wouldn't want to go to lunch with one of my booktube buddies, but I'm really awkward talking online sometimes, but usually I talk to people online, and that medium seems to be working. Though I'd like both options, I think it'd just be a fun idea to have people that aren't in booktube talking about books versus people that are in booktube, because I find in more booktube context it'd be more fangirly, but then out of booktube there will be different varieties, because I find in booktube there's certain books that are more popular at certain times and certain booms, which is great because you find so many good authors. But it'd be interesting to compare that to a non-booktube group and see what they're more interested in reading. I think the comparisons would be really interesting, and then just be more reading friends. So I think that'd be a better option, because once a year is not that much. So, I'd rather talk to you guys online. Not that I wouldn't, want to see you guys. 5, would you rather have the time to read everything you want to read or the money to buy everything you want to read? So I'd rather have the time to read rather than the money, because honestly, if I could read everything I want to read right when I want to read it, it'd be amazing. There's lots of books I really want to read. I get them a little bit later than after I want to read, and then they sit on my shelf for a while. So I'd rather have the time than the money, because then I could also go back and reread, which I always do a rereads video in December, and I hardly ever get to any of those that I want to. 6, would you rather Dreamcast the film or have editing power of the script for the film version of your fave? I'd rather have editing power over the script than cast, because typically I'm pretty pleased about the cast of movies. I think they do a pretty good job in most cases. Some characters I'm I can't really see them, but once I see the movie I'm yeah, I really liked that actor or actress in that role. I think the editing would be really good, because sometimes there's some cute little scenes that they don't put in, or some quips, some funny quotes, and I think that'd be really cute to add in. And I just think sometimes the movies take the big picture and forget some of the details that are really cute that people fangirl over. And number 7, would you rather have your favorite fictional superpower or your favorite fictional technology? So most cases, technology is advancing quite rapidly. Even though there's lots of books with like time travel elements and all that, which would be really cool. I think I'd take a superpower more. I just feel like superpowers, like they cannot be developed in a, well, they could be developed in a factory maybe, but more than likely technology is the thing that's going to be developed more and more so in the future. So I think having a superpower would be cool because technology is rapidly advancing. And yeah, I don't really read a lot of books with too many technology besides, like, all I can think of is in Divergent, where I forget what it's called, but they go through their fright scene or something. Like, they go through all their fears, and that's how Four Guys named it. Yeah. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to go through that. So I'm going to pick superpower. 8, would you rather read an amazing story with a meh ending or a meh story with a spectacular ending? I'm going to say the first part. I'm going to say I'd rather read a amazing story with a meh ending because, for example, as soon as I read this question, I thought of Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn because it was a spectacular book and had a meh ending. And I was like, would I want to reread that or read something like... Can't even think of a I can't even think of one right now. Anyway, or read another one like that. But I'd rather read something with a spectacular story and a meh ending because usually if it's a meh ending... keep using that word. Usually if it's an ending like that I'm like, meh, it's usually open-ended. And I don't like I love open-ended endings, but they're also something I hate. So it's kind of confliction. 9, would you rather not be able to read in a moving vehicle or not be able to read lying down? So I would say that I would, like, usually I don't really read lying down. I usually read sitting up. And I love reading in cars and stuff like that. I find I get a lot of reading down on the bus and stuff like that. Sometimes when it's nicer outside and I can actually read. But I don't really lay down and read that much because I find it really uncomfortable. Number 10. Would you rather reread your favorite book or series with fresh eyes like the first time or be able to unread your biggest disappointment? So I'd rather reread my favorite book or series with fresh eyes. My series that comes to my mind is Pretty Little Liars. If I could reread that with fresh eyes, it'd just be beautiful because I just remember the feelings I had reading like the second book, and like certain books just pop in my mind. Certain ones are kind of like blurs, like I'm like nothing really special. But when I was first starting out the series, those moments are the ones that I would love to recapture. And bonus, would you rather go to Hogwarts or live in Middle Earth? I don't know what Middle Earth is, and I'm not a fan of the Harry Potter series because I have not read the Harry Potter series, nor have I seen most of the movies. I've seen snippets. Yeah. So I'm going to pick, I'd rather live right where I am because I'm very content. So that is my answer. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys haven't done this tag, definitely feel free to do this tag. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.